No. You, and then that. There we go, you goof. Okay. Let's just start that from the top. That can go away, and then we install an update for install Visual Studio 2026. No, this is one of those things of like, well, we'll just do this now. Let's just get it over with. Do what now? What kind of file type is that? I was gonna say, huh? What was all that then? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we're not doing that. Okay. So now I was thinking about this and realized I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Because the question is congrats. Oh. Well, sure, if you're gonna pack it up, I guess I will. I feel like I need to change the phrasing on that. Packing it up sounds like I'm done. Okay, but oh, you had me worried because I did just I adjusted the volume to make the music a little quieter too. I was going back, and that is part of what I did yesterday. Is I did a little bit of messing with clips. I was like, you know, I should actually like gather up some clips and try to put them somewhere. So I messed with Capwing too, and it's good, but it also costs like $15 a month, and I was like, not yet. I think that's entirely worth it if I manage to remember to do a bunch of clips and then to put them places, but okay, now it's gonna require a little bit of thought. So the bumper. Okay, let's pull up Grindstone again as well, because that has a good picture of what I'm trying to do here. So that I might be able to understand it and visualize it for myself. Yeah, and the issue being, I think this is one of those, like, I may or may not need to switch it to a grid, like I tried to do at the very beginning of this project anyway. Because I'm kind of like, I'm thinking the way I want to approach it is that the guideline has some kind of ray that it casts that when it hits a bumper, the bumper will say which way the next ray goes, and then that series of rays will then become the series of points for the guide spline. But well, and then with that, yeah, I guess that would be a new ray every time or something. It's just because but then I was also like, well, okay, the way I have the bumper set up is that if I casted a ray from the middle of the pipe, I don't think it would hit the edge of this, which doesn't help me much. Now it'll hit this box, but this box I don't think has any thing attached to it. Yeah, it's a trigger. Oh, no. So that should still be fine. Yeah, okay, if that works for clicking on it, then it should work for... So a ray can go into here, and then ask the bumper which direction is it going. And then that will make another ray, I guess, would be... At any rate, I was thinking about doing lasers at some point, so this gives me an ability to do that. Yeah, because it'll be literally the same solution. Okay, So, guide spline. We're just gonna flippin' call it that. Also, I do see that ads are starting. Oh, and then I haven't made the script, obviously, so... Yeah, and then the question is like, well, do I want to just have an AI make the whole game for me in, like, a couple hours? Because at this point, it probably could. I've heard that Claude Code has gotten pretty good. But I think there's also the man, I should have saved off that meme that I saw of the, like, it's a perfectly good wheel. Yeah, that indie game. Oh, dadgummit. I did an empty C# script, didn't I? No. I did want mono behavior. I lied. Go ram it. Also, I might take the ad break to look at my phone here a little bit. Okay, I was just mostly distracted looking at yet another random game off of Reddit. Which this does actually look like kind of an interesting game here, this chop shop thing. I was like, I'm not much for platformers, but this does actually look like an interesting concept, and I like the color palette. Which is one of those things of like, I could snag a better color palette off of something else. I mean, it's there's some of these games that I'm like, I think they look cool enough. It's like, it's not a thing I'm really gonna play, but also It looks good though. Started doing something in Godot again, this time with a friend, and we'll still not use GDScript. As, I forgot that Godot had its own like thing that you could use. Okay, I was making the guide spline and then I realized that this is not what I wanted because this does not have mono behavior. So actually, bye-bye. Why did that have to... You make me concerned, Unity, when you redo everything there. Okay, it's the top one. It's really easy. You cook the top one, not empty C# script. I don't know why I default to that. Okay. Guide spline. Which I guess will double as a laser. So I guess that's just kind of the problem I'm solving too, is how do you get a laser to bounce between a bunch of things? Okay, let's... probably on update, actually. Because this is going to be real time, like I want it to move around as the item moves around. So this will be physics.raycast. Now, seeing how I mentioned AI and Claude code and stuff, what I really... I think what I would want to do is mess with, like, hey, I thought of making a dating app at one point. Can Claude make that? Kind of thing. I don't know. Oh! Oh. Or, yes. Okay. Yeah, there was a whole chain reactions of things that happened this weekend where it's like, oh, the snow looks kind of bad. Let me make sure that I have a battery backup for my phone. And then it was like, oh, this requires a micro USB. So let me go dig in my closet to find the box of wires to go get the micro USB. And then it was like, well, okay, let me reconfigure my closet because I don't want to dig through to get the wires. And I'm like, well, this big box, can I put this in the other closet? And then I was like, oh, well, let me redo this entire other closet. And then it was like, well, I still have this third monitor lying around. Can I set it up with these other monitors with this new computer? And the answer ended up being no. Or the answer ended up really being like, I have a shopping list for Best Buy now. But, so yeah, in the process of doing all of that, I reconfigured my desk a little bit. And so I moved my microphone arm and my monitors. And then I moved them back. But I think in the process of doing that, things are resettling into different spots. And now I'm like, oh, well, I did bump into my microphone there. And good to know it's still touchy, so. Okay, the origin is its position, which is just its position. Its direction is whatever its forward is. May or may not be right, but and then can I do a debug? Draw array. I mean, technically it will have an endpoint, but that's if it hits something. I guess it won't have an endpoint most of the time. Like, it very well could not have an endpoint. So yeah, same thing. To just copy this over. Although I think I kind of want a color to it, right? So that I can do like a nice bright, like Atlas blue or something, or a dark red, or a pale soft pale violet. Okay, let's just see what this does. Yeah, and then based on the points of where the ray hits for each of these bumpers, then that's the points that I will put into the spline. So this really is just going to be, for now, can I get a bunch of lasers bouncing around? Not, I'm looking for scripts, not sprites, and in the scripts I'm looking for, it's going to take me a little while to get cranking. Get my brain unfogged here. Yeah, because what was I doing yesterday? Oh yeah, now I'm like, oh look at the dust. The dust needs to be cleared, because something like that. Maybe I'll just have to dust my desk again. Okay, is there a big red line somewhere? The guideline is not active. Guide spline, guideline. Were you the one drawing the arrows? You were the one drawing the arrows, and then I said, no, let's not do that. But the guide spline sure looks like it's active. I don't see a red line. That'd be nice if I could see a red line. Oh, it might be inside of the... it was on... Oh, there it is. So, I guess I need to put some distance in it so that it actually goes a little further. Okay, two problems here. You were supposed to be... like that, maybe? Was it that high? Yeah, now I'm trying to get better at like, oh, there's messages on my phone here. Okay. There we go. So now that's a nice line that I can see that is still not entirely in the right spot. Needs to be... I mean, I guess this might work, although I think it might just run into the ground. So 1.5. Yeah, that's the thing about like using AI. So I'm like, but I actually like the problem-solving process. Like, I don't necessarily want that to be taken away. There is a part of me that's like, I should try, like, boot up an AI and try to... Oh, that's definitely a stream idea for sure. It's like, can an AI make my game? Or rather, how fast can an AI make my game for me? Okay, so now put some distance into both of these, which is like infinity. Oh, but that was also the thing on my list of stuff to get, was like with that third monitor, and if I get a monitor arm and I get an adapter and stuff, I might be able to prop it up as like a chat monitor. The thing I'm making with my friend in Godot is a small point-and-click game generator. 2 programs made in Godot, one for creating very simple point-and-click games and one for playing them. All game behavior will be defined in JSON files that are automatically created by the editor, that are located in a zip that has a different file ending, like how jar files are just like zip files, and classes with class files inside run by Java runtime. Neat. That is a different project than either what, like the physics bridge project or the multiplayer Unreal game, or the Peak Friend Swap game, or the Maze game. I'm surprised I remembered all of those. Okay, but this is a 5th project that is a point-and-click thing. But this project's not alone. Yeah, okay, you're working with somebody else. Wait, so why a generate your own point-and-click? So, is the online version of Plunk updated? It's somewhat, I think it has it's at least 6x6. But I don't think the corner edition has been added. Because I think that actually would help the playability. And that I probably should update it. Oh, no, I lied. I guess I did do it. So yes, it is up to date. Yeah, so it does not spawn any of the buttons in the corners. I don't really remember doing that. Also good to know that the tooltip I mean, you're not really gonna be sitting here hitting the refresh key a bunch, but yes, it looks like the online version is up to date. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the 6x6, but it works. I mean, that was somewhat of a well, and I think I do want to make it bigger over time. I think it's just some of it's the evenness of it, where I'm like, I think I want an odd number rather than even, and that's exactly what Grindstone uses. This is a 7x7, and they get a good amount of interesting play out of a 7x7 grid. Yeah, I'm closing in on the end. I've got, well, I think I'm on 187 out of 200 levels. So, only have 13 more levels and then I'm finally done with the main game of Grindstone. And I will have seen all the mechanics, because even in this final set of levels, they are adding more creep types and mechanics and stuff. So, I am glad I got through the entire thing. I still think the pacing is off and that they really did not need to have that many levels. It really didn't need that many. So that's what Infinity looks like? Seems kind of small. But I guess there are some Infinities that are bigger than others. This just is a small Infinity, I suppose. Do you really not want to show up as... Oh, duration. Huh. Okay, but the question is... Let's just do a debug. It says if it runs into a bumper. It says yay or nay. Meaning I need to add some bumpers. And we're going to put it a little farther than infinity. Oh, whoa, what am I doing? You. No, okay, I lied. You. I feel like I learn so much, and I do so much in my own free time. And then at work, it's just 8 hours of this, like, because this feels like it's applicable for other things in my life. Like, doing programming and learning physics and stuff feels like it's applicable to other things in my life, but testing an application is, I guess, learning resilience. But that's a little harder to put on a resume. I'm forgetting how... I probably have somewhere else that I'm... Gosh, dang it, what is the code? I don't remember. Unity, Ray, cast, hit. feel like I was listening to this again today, which is obnoxious because it's specifically like this looping of just a couple of notes is somehow a little obnoxious to me. Oh, now this is making me wonder if there's another thing I want to listen to. Oh, so was there any reason for the asking about if the online version of Plunk is updated? Or was that just a curiosity question of is it updated? Because surprisingly, it is more updated than I thought, but... "4 days ago? Oh, this is some new stuff. I'm down for some new stuff. Yeah, and streaming is, already been a little sporadic, but it'll be even more sporadic upcoming, because Friday I will not be streaming, and then next week, or depending on the government shutdown, I think this deadline for work is going to mean pretty much no streams for a week, but it really depends on the government shutdown as to whether we're actually going to have our, deadline, so... I wanted to see if it's a newer version than the last played, and it is, so playing the newer version. I mean, it's slightly newer. There's really not a ton. It's been basically balance updates. At least for game feel, though, the fact that the buttons do not spawn on the corners probably does a good amount to improve the game feel. And I don't remember the last time that you played it. Okay, so the question was here. Raycast hit, and then physics raycast out hit, and yeah, this stuff. Yeah, it actually doesn't need to change what it's doing if it's... We're just gonna do that. We're just gonna steal the thing from Unity specifically. I don't really need the layer mask either. And then if it did hit, sure, whatever. Last time was still before I had the dot background, so a while ago. Yes, that has been a while ago. Because I think I can vaguely look at my Instagram. And I was like, I might try to post a little more of, here's stuff that I'd be doing. Yeah, 5 weeks ago, so a month ago? 3 weeks ago is when I added the dot background. Yeah, because this, I think, was, right when I added the dot background. Oh, I haven't checked to see if the lights are still happening or not. Okay, so now is this going to... Yeah, because I was a little bummed that, when people were doing the playtest, it was kind of like this, and the fact that the corners, there was enough small balance changes that I think I lost a little bit of the magic of the game, and I'm hoping it's come back a little more in this version, but... I mean, it's I don't think it's there yet still either. Yeah, and it's the one person mentioning, oh, you could... it'd be nice to be able to hit a button and then bounce there, too. It's Because even here, it's the collider is only this section. So it's I could shrink this. And then the buttons aren't taking up the full space. So it's I could almost have a bumper, in the corner there. I feel like it'll be kind of weird and awkward, but... And I don't know, I sort of like the constraints of, you can't go everywhere and you can't do everything. But There might also be enough constraints with just the pathing, because that's exactly what Grindstone does. Just like you can, from each of these creeps, you can go in 8 directions. I guess you can't do it on like the walls or like if there's something in the way, but yeah, then the feedback of like, this is a great puzzle game, and I'm like, well, yeah, the other part isn't in yet. It's supposed to be a puzzle roguelike. The roguelike part is not in yet. Okay, the whole thing was checking the debugs. I keep thinking it's coming out of the pipe, but it's not. It's just... Oh, that's what this big obnoxious white line is. Oh, and that's saying it's hitting that? But white was if it did hit? Did not hit. Okay, so it's saying it did not hit anything. And then if I put a bumper, it did hit. Aha. And then if I do that, doesn't matter, it's still gonna hit that. Yeah, okay, cool. So now, it'll be, if it hits, then draw another ray from the middle of the bumper, of which I think that'll immediately hit the inside of the bumper, but, which is not great. Which I guess then I would need to spawn at the edge of the... Well, okay, let's just see if I can make a new ray. So if it did hit, then instead I want to do... Okay, this feels like it should be recursive, but for now, we're going to just do the same thing as a test. Yeah, okay, no, this is immediately like it should be recursive. So let's just do that then. Cast ray. Then we jam you in here. And then I got a high score of 289. I feel like it, because I think it should be automatically adding buttons to your
this is a message for our superstar,
your board as well.
Telegram. Anyways, Al, you were fantastic.
Let's see if I do that, and then that, and then that.
Like there was like about 10,000 or more.
Oh yeah, because this is the screen shake. That was the other thing that I was testing.
Very proud of you.
Was the screen shake, which I think is a little weird and obnoxious. But
It's now,
like I said, I did want to juice it as much as possible.
it's almost 6 o'clock our time.
Oh, but the
so
test,
it's
yes,
9 o'clock
okay.
your
It
time.
does add more buttons
yeah,
of
4 o'clock.
similar types and stuff.
Anyways, whatever time it is. Anyhow, enjoy your evening. Bye.
I was gonna say, this is music, right? We're not just listening to somebody's phone call. Yeah, I don't think I'm digging the whatchamacallit, the screen shake. Let's see if I go this way. It's because I wanted to do the red 6 into the red 6, but okay, we're not playing the game. But yeah, that was my question. Was yeah, and I still have to fix the inconsistency with that pop-up there too. That is okay. Back to you. Cast ray. If it did hit. Needs to. Now you should have a vector 3 origin, a direction, and origin in here. And then the direction. So then this one is transform. Position. And then this one is this. Why did it do it like that? I don't know, but okay. I'll stick with what it did. I'm like, there's a second sneeze. It felt like it was gonna happen, but no. A second sneeze has not hit the streamer. Okay, you. There. You. There. No. That's the whole thing. Is that the whatever it did hit. So now hit. No, hit dot point. Yes, there we go. Okay, the hit point and then the direction can continue to be forward just for the sake of testing. And then I don't want it to do on update because that'll. So it should just be on start. It'll cast array. And then if something. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, this should be okay. This should be fine. This shouldn't explode. Well, let's evidently hit save. Yeah, its recursion is so much fun, and yet it also is so dangerous. It is a very good way to make things explode. And immediately, it exploded. Okay, I guess don't do that in update. Problem is the detecting if the raycast is hit though. Okay, so what was your problem here? You just immediately exploded and died. But this was perfectly fine. It's just making it do the whole thing again. Except for this is starting at a new hit point, but maybe the hit point is hitting something immediately and then... Well, hey, say don't continue to have problem. So is this my vault or is this something else entirely? Okay, I don't know what any of that means. Are you just being weird and dumb? Okay, we're gonna just restart Unity. I need to stop using Unity. I need to stop using Unity. I need to go boot up an AI and boot this up in Godot or something. Like, okay, no, this is definitely the last project I ever do in Unity, if I even finish this in Unity. Because this is even a new computer. This is a pretty fresh install of Unity and everything, and it's still exploding like this. So, a sandcat slime. Interesting. Okay, so let's just see if the regular thing works. And then we'll see if recursion also causes it to explode. Okay, so that's hitting the back of the pipe. Yeah, okay, not the thing in the scene here. So, yeah, okay, so the ray and the ray detection is working perfectly fine. Okay, so if I think about what I'm doing with this recursion here, so that's when it hits, you should be doing a different hit point and then a different direction. Or no, same direction. So I feel like it should just extend this, right? So when this hits here, it does another ray going to the other side of that box, and then it should just extend the ray through the things. Except it seemed to explode. Either that or Unity. So now let's see if I cause Unity to explode again, or... I didn't mean to start it. I meant to stop it before I start it. Are you trying to get... Oh, get menus the thing when I close it. I did a null check for that. You should not be... Okay, so it's not hitting anything. I did it again. Now you're hitting that Stack Overflow. Okay. Are they hitting each other? And then it continues to have a Stack Overflow. Okay, so then we close Unity again and say, let's not... I did one little bit of recursion. I was like, you know, this seems like a spot to use recursion, and then it immediately... I done goof it. Always the most frustrating thing. Step one. Oops. So do I want to push through the ads? Maybe I'll go lie down while this updates are... wait, turn it off. There we go. Gee whiz. Okay. Also, hello. Howdy, howdy. Okay, maybe we don't do recursion. It seemed like what I want to do, but it just immediately exploded. So now how do I want to do this? But it's what I it's what I want. That's what I want to do though. Is when it hits the thing, it should cast another ray. If I change the direction, maybe. Actually, I can just keep booting up Unity again, right? Okay, actually, maybe we'll try doing it the way that I actually want it instead of the testing way. So this is the game object. Hit the what's the dead gummit object? Rigid body. Get component. There we go. Okay, and then I can say bumper, and then I can say, so like when the ball hits a bumper, the bumper says, get the move direction. I don't care. I don't care. Physics ball. You have some other kind of code there, right? And that's what I'm using right now. Yeah, and then at the rate that I'm making the game, and then seeing how there's already been experiments of like, well, if I just feed this into an AI, what does it give me? So yeah, that's gonna be some evening. Somebody's gonna send me my game made with an AI while I'm sitting here exploding the Unity with recursion. Oops. Okay, so this is the physics ball. So when it bumps into something, or rather when the bumper, how am I doing this? So then here, if it's a ball, then you're telling the ball to update its direction based on this. Can I also just get like the forward from the bumper? The bumper is rotating. Let's see, so maybe I just do the direction being the hit.rigidbody.transform.forward. Probably still not the right idea, but it's an idea. So I also don't know which direction the forward is for the bumpers, and if that's even gonna, it's probably just gonna do recursively explode again. It feels like recursion is the right answer for this though. It's like I want to shoot a ray until it hits something, and then I want to shoot another ray. Which I'm like, I can shoot a ray on update, but if I try to say that this ray, when it hits something, then it makes another ray, then that explodes. Okay, how about if I say it's specifically if it hits a bumper? That's probably still not gonna matter, but I can try to tamp down on it exploding. So if the hit dot rigid body dot get component, and then the bumper is not equal to null, so it hits a bumper. Then you can try to do this. This is still gonna explode. I don't. Recursion is so fun to play with, and yet it just is so easy to mess up. Yeah, and then is this even like a super necessary component? I was thinking I might mess with like adding and removing buttons. That might be a more important thing to mess with, but so now if I do that, so this does not appear to be exploding immediately, so who's null in this situation? Who's what? What's the problem? When object is not set to a reference of something? The object attached to this guide. So there's only the one guide spline. You're not making like a bunch more, right? That's would be weird and silly. The only object here is the transform. Okay, my thing was if I just do this on update, it's not gonna update to... It's gonna make a nice array at the beginning, but it's not like it's gonna double check and see if there's something in front of it. Like, this is definitely not the answer that I want, so... Why are you saying a null for the object that should be there? I'm like, what? That's the only thing that was in there. I would have thought. Okay, yeah, no, that's why I want this on update. And that's what this is doing too, right? On update? Oh, fixed update. That might be important. Might. Okay, here, we'll do that. It's even its own separate thing. Okay, now we do that. I doubt that that is going to make any difference for the thing exploding, but okay, it was saying this had a null somewhere, which the transform object... It's the object that's attached to this... What? I just want a recurring set of lasers here. That's it. What do you mean? Who's null? What? At least according to this, you're saying this is the null that's having it. Oh, no, it's okay. Duh. This is having an issue, and this is saying. Oh, it's trying to get the component. No, but this is checking that. Okay, it is this, right? That is the. I'm going at the wrong line and getting confused. Okay, you. That is the problem area, right? I gotta stop pausing it and stopping it. I need to just kill it. I need to reset it. Because it's gonna explode otherwise. Man, it's so I keep fighting with just a little bit of back pain. I don't know that I want it to be a lot. But it's also like, I do a stretch. I'm like, oh, it's gone. And then I sit down for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, it's back. And I'm like, but And then I stand up for a while, and I'm like, well, okay, now this part of me is tired. And I'm like, I can't stand infinitely, and I can't sit infinitely. Meaning, I guess I need to get a walking desk. That's the solution. Or just stop doing anything on the computer. So, the thing here. Okay, so that is the thing that's causing the null. But I'm double checking. Oh, if there is a rigid... Okay, I'm assuming that there's a rigid body. There's not a rigid body. Ya goof. Okay, this is saying it did hit something, but that doesn't necessarily mean it hit a rigid body. Right? Is this the problem? Wait, but this didn't have a rigid body. This just had a component. Why am I doing... Okay. Hit dot... What's the object? Is it object? Collider! God balls. Okay, there we go. You dumb. Okay, so now will this explode? Yeah, okay, duh. I don't have a rigid body on this. Okay. I'm slowly learning that my head is full of cheese, and that if I need to remember something, I need to make a checklist, and I need to go through each individual thing of the checklist every single time, no matter how many times I do this. So now, if I do a raycast, it's like, okay, these are the steps. This is the code that you want to mess with for doing a raycast. This is the code you want to mess with for doing do tween. This is the code you want to mess with for doing a Unity action. This is the code you want to mess with for adding like a coroutine for like a wait for time or something. Oh, I'm not playing the dumb dad blasted mother flippin' game. I'm causing the flippin' nulls again. What are you? Yes, okay, this, somewhere in this. Can you give me more specifically, like this thing here is not having a collider? No. That's what I did earlier when I realized that was not the thing I wanted. Okay, so now let's... I was like, I'm pretty sure I listened to this one on repeat for quite a while. Am I on the list? No. I could have sworn I listened to this one for quite a while, but apparently I did not hit 178 plays. Yeah, there's definitely one that's recently that I... Yeah, this one. Yeah, there's a song here that I've been listening to on repeat for quite a while, and I'm like, yep, I'm up top of the leaderboard for that one. But this was like a very recent release too. Yeah, okay, it's a week. So it was a week ago. But that does show how much I leave a song on repeat sometimes. So now, are you gonna stop exploding? Okay, so those have to be different things then. If you're doing different things then. Did you just tell me that the nulls are back? The nulls are back in town? Okay, let me put the thing here. No, god balls. What do you fluffing mean? I just double checked here. If that's not null and this other stuff is not null, then try to do this. And so then if hit is not null, but hit is... This is if it hits something. So the hit. Unless you're saying you're not getting the bumper part of this. Which that could very well be the case now that I think about it, because wait a second, the collider for this and the code for this should be right next to each other, right? Unless it's the child object. You is trigger and bumper. Yeah, it's what I'm doing in that other flippin' thing, you dumb. So who's null in this scenario? This is the offending line of code. I'm checking to see if it did actually have a collider and if that collider has a bumper. Both of these are not null. Then try doing this. But somewhere it's saying that one of these things is null. When I pass in this transform position in this direction. What? Okay, so then if hit is not equal to null, but this is saying if the out is hits, there is something there. Otherwise it did not hit. So this can't be null then, right? Who's null? But then I get rid of this code, this offending piece of code, and then it'll stop throwing the nulls. It's not even letting me do this. Exactly. What do you fluffing mean? Who is null here? The result of the expression is always true since a value type bool. Oh, that. I just forgot to delete a thing. But I'm double checking to see if this is null. And I'm double checking to see if the bumper is null. Then try to do this. No, god balls, you dumb. Ay ay ay, this one. Okay, the null check is not the issue, it's the flippin' god balls. Okay, just just let an AI make all your dreams for you. Gosh dang it. God balls indeed. That's a pretty... although I think that's like college probably. Where I was just trying to avoid saying god damn it. So instead it turned into god balls. Mother flippin' balls. Asterix. Yeah, gosh dang it, mother flippin' balls. Asterix. Okay, so I'm just checking. Why are you on this scene? No, the flippin' scene here. There we go. No, this. No, God, I did it again. You. There we go. Okay. Yay. I finally stopped being as dumb. I probably do still need those null checks. Okay, so now... So it is letting me do this and it's not exploding. So, did I see another ray though, is the question. I was like, yeah, you may or may not need to do a lot of extends. Oh no, you do have a second coaster going down there. There is a second secret coaster going. You gotta coax it up though. That would be a fun thing to add, is an ability to affect the direction of the coaster. I guess under spline manipulation here I could say extend. And then immediately chat would be like, let's try to draw a dick if we do up and then we do over and then But that does sound like a fun challenge. Of like, here's some very primitive drawing tools. Get enough people chatting. Draw a lewd image. Okay, so now that. Ooh, ooh, that works surprisingly well. So the origin is really gonna need to be the wait. I can make it the object though, pretty easily, right? So not the hit point, but the hit collider. Dot transform dot position. There we go. So that'll come out of the middle of the thingamabob. I was gonna say I think that coaster is. Yeah, I think because it's a lower coaster, it's gonna need to be extended into a third coaster to possibly show up. Okay, so now do laser. It's the wrong direction, but that is. Ooh, what is it positioning? Okay, the white on white is not doing it for me. Red, please. Maybe an Indian red. I forgot about the stream avatars. I like gambling stuff too. Oh, I guess if you want your allowance of stuff, I haven't done. Do I even remember the code for that? Did I copy paste it? That's something I should add to here if I didn't. I don't have it on here. So what was the? It's like slash give and then somebody. Okay, it'll take me all of, well, more than 2 seconds, but. Currency give user amount. Okay, I did have it somewhere at least. Okay, there we go. I keep thinking this grid is, or this guide for the starting of the stream is gonna be done, and it's not. It never is. Okay, so nice red line there. If I click here, it's a yellow line, and then why does this look like it's off? It does not look. Oh, the collider. Wait, so it's hitting the. So you are hitting the very edge of the other collider? Is that what you're telling me? I wanted the other one, the big box, to be the actual thing that you hit. But because it's a trigger? That doesn't matter though, right? But the way that this looks like it's slightly off is because if I look at the bumper... Yeah, that looks like this is hitting the very edge of that. And then summoning a laser out of the very edge there. Which then immediately becomes a problem because if I put another bumper down... well, I need stuff to move. So if I put you there, and then I put a bumper down. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't do that. Apparently, I thought I solved that issue. I guess not. It's still recursive. I still got problems with recursion. That's major problems with recursion. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Let's Alt F4. See, and this is why I never learned Alt F4, is because it was me exploding Unity, and Unity is not as easy to kill with Alt F4. And this recursion is the right answer, though. Was it memory? Yes, it was. No, don't try to pull up the scene that I just had. That was clearly the wrong answer. Okay, wait, so if I was gonna be like, oh, if I disable it, as opposed to just making it like a trigger or something. So if I disable the collider, meaning it's not gonna be able to bump, it's not gonna be able to bounce around. This is a laser thing instead. Okay, so we get rid of you. No, I lied. We get rid of you. There we go. So now you're just hitting the box. What happens if you just hit the box? Do you explode again? It's actually not taking that long to boot up Unity again. Every time I explode it. Maybe this is why Unity is not great. It's because the way I make the game is... Oops. I broke Unity again. What? It doesn't... It's not even active anymore. I just made it inactive. Why are you still hitting it? Did it reactivate itself? No, it doesn't even show up as a thing that's active. But that sure seems to be where the thing is coming out of. So now we say, can you tell me who I'm hitting? Maybe that'll help. So the object or objects, right? And then hit dot collider or colliders. Okay, well then just object. What is this collider that I'm hitting? Is it the is trigger? Is it the layering issue? Is that... Okay, no, this is a remix on here. I was like, it sounds somewhat familiar to me because I think I've been down this far, but... What are you trying to do there? Are you trying to sling your PP? Is that... Or did I read that wrong? Okay, so... You were listing out, you did not hit anything. But then when it does hit something, that is the object ramp basic 45. Yes, okay, so you are hitting the collider that I thought I disabled. Excuse me. I don't want to delete it. Thought I could just disable it, but apparently disabling it is not enough. Didn't I? No, okay, that's why I didn't disable it. I just disabled this mesh collider. The mesh collider's disabled. Wait, like what? Oh, no. That is the origin of the object is that. Not the middle of the box collider. No. What am I looking at? Okay, so the parent object, maybe? I thought about going on an all-almond diet, but that's just nuts. It's accurate, sure. Down 100 and plus 40,000? Congrats. Okay. So it is doing it out of the... Okay, that's why it's looking funky, is because this... That's the origin of this object? It's not that, and it's not that. Okay, so the parent object? This is all bad. I am bad at making games, and it's the only thing I want to do with my time. It makes me concerned. I'm thinking instead start from collider.parent.transform.position. I lied. Transform.parent.transform.position. Right? There we go. This is not good. I did not make this well. Now you guys are bombing each other. Well, what started this remembering the fact that stream avatars exist? Okay, so now is the laser gonna come out of the middle of the bumper? It still feels ugly and bad and weird. Okay, so now it's hitting a pipe, meaning I gotta put it here. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, and that's why it looks kind of broken, is because it's hitting this, and then... But then if I twist it, that's what caused it to fully explode. Oh, the height's a little weird, but that's fine. Why is it like a certain angle causes it to explode? Because it seemed like it was working. Okay, so just don't twist the bumpers. don't do the main mechanic of the game. Oh. They're not hitting each other, are they? Because it seemed to be like when it rotated to that position specifically. Okay, so then we go back to you again and say Unity editor goes away. No, don't do that. Oh, I'm glad you guys are hugging it out after dueling and bombing each other. It's been almost an hour and a half. I'm gonna sit. Dang it. Because this is even my nice desk chair. This is not like some random office chair. And yet, I'm still fighting some back pain. Thank you for the sit command. I mean, you could use points on that instead of a command. But... Okay, so the... Oh, sit is for stream avatars, not for me. Okay. But thank you for the hydrate command there, too. There, I'll join in the fun. Wow, it's like I guess I've caught enough of the common slimes. I'm getting repeats. Okay, so take on the ball. Here's a bumper. Because then the bumper was also saying. If there is a bumper, get the bumper's output direction. The bumper getting the move direction based on this. Can I say what the move direction is? Wait, but I'm using the physics ball version though, right? But the physics ball has a ball thing on it too. God, I made this so confusing for myself. Just go learn Godot, scrap it, and restart. Then you don't have to mess with Unity anymore. Yeah, okay, I'm not using grid move as a thing, but I guess I am still using ball. Okay, but this is still a direction. So when it is, but when it's not a bumper. Oh, that, yeah, okay, this was the, if it's not those things. Conrad Gurnt? That's a name. Won't raid me because I'm still using Unity. How rude, right? No, it's fair. It's entirely fair. But you have the same amount of gold slimes as the number one of all time. I'm assuming that's a lot of gold slimes, but I don't know how popular Atagon's slime catching thing is. Fudge face, what was I? I'm trying to understand how my code works. Great. Which, if I can't even understand my own code, then I should just have an AI spit out code that I also don't understand. Like, it's getting more and more, like, I should just... Wait, you like fudge face? These are things I've just gotten used to saying that I don't even bat an eye at. Like, God balls is just a phrase that I say. Fudge face is just a phrase I say. I mean, Goramet I did pick up from Firefly, though. I haven't seen that in forever. $19 gold slimes have 1,300 slimes in total, and number one has 2,000 slimes. Yeah, okay, so that is a lot of just good luck on your part. If you're a little over half of their amount and have the same amount, or total amount rather. Oh, thank you for the stretch. That's probably a good idea if I'm complaining about my back yet again. I have been stretching though. I have been stretching my back. I've been hydrating pretty good today too. I think I've almost been hydrating too much to the point of like, is that pushing on my kidney stone? Because I know I did that one day where it's like, you know, I'm gonna drink a ton of water, and I was like, that doesn't feel great. Yeah, I was supposed to have an answer on Monday as to the urine test to see what might be causing the kidney stones. But then we got dumped on by snow. They were like, we're gonna move it to Friday. So that's part of the reason why I'm not streaming on Friday. And then I'm not looking forward to whenever the deadline is for work, which may or may not be next week. It should be next week. So that's just going to be a lot of long days. A lot of driving and a lot of long days. Yeah, I think I'm a little too dumb to help out with the actual like bug fixing, which I'm okay with, but it's still going to be a lot of testing to try to get all of it done in a week. There's a joke on Attica's channel for a time about the amount of luck. Almost had a gold slime per stream for a time. Yeah, okay, I'm assuming it's rare or ultra rare or something. Yeah, it sounds like you gotta move the slime luck over to like health luck too. But I know my sister has some odd luck too. Yeah, that's always the thing. It's like I feel like there was something specific where it's like a commonly used item like a pot or something, and then just one of the days that she decides to pick it up and then it falls apart kind of thing. It wasn't like a pot, but it was something like that. Where it was just like she just happened to be the unlucky one that caused it to break. Although I've learned to not blame her for things. There's just things that happen. So, like I said, it is a lot of bad luck and stuff. So I'm like, no, that's just the thing broke. It wasn't her fault. You would if that was an option. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm like, I would love to move a little bit of like if there was some way to move things around. So, which I guess that's what Friday is about. Is if I could change my diet to get rid of the kidney stones, and they'll be like, stop eating so much bread. Stop inhaling carbs. Okay. What do I replace it with, though? But yeah, we'll see if that's even the thing. Because I know the common ones are like meat and alcohol, but I've gotten rid of those for quite a while, so. Well, I know the other major thing being like salt and stuff too, which I've tried to cut down on my salt. I at least stopped eating those veggie sausages because I was like, oh dang, that's a lot of salt. Okay. I'm running out of focus here. I'm having fun yapping, but I'm running out of focus. So this was really a matter of when the laser hits the bumper, it should be giving it a direction. Of which, yeah, of course the laser should be giving it a direction. So is there, what is, because this was still using, or I don't remember, so physics ball. You're using some kind of direction, which is vector 3 direction. And then putting it into something.